Today, we're talking about natural remedies for quickly lowering your blood pressure through what you do, what you eat, and the supplements you take. Hi, I'm Kristen. Welcome to View on Health, where we give you weekly tips of how to improve and maintain your health naturally. Today, we're talking about natural ways to lower your blood pressure because about half of Americans right now have hypertension, which is defined as a systolic blood pressure of greater than or equal to 130, which is your top number, and that bottom number, the diastolic blood pressure, being greater than or equal to 80. So if you've been diagnosed with hypertension, chances are your doctor may have prescribed you a blood pressure medication. Because if it's unmaintained, which only 1 in 4 Americans actually have their blood pressure under control, it can lead to some pretty devastating outcomes, some pretty serious cardiovascular diseases such as heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, and death. So is there a way to naturally get control of our blood pressure? Well, there is, and it's actually really easy to do. And we're gonna walk through those today. What we eat, what we do, and the supplements we take. So first, let's talk about my favorite, what you eat. So the first thing we can do is start to lower our sodium intake. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams per day of sodium with a goal of 1,500 milligrams per day. Also, we can eat foods that are super high in potassium and magnesium. This is so easy to do because these foods are amazing. So potassium, we all know bananas, right? That's the first thing that comes to mind. But did you also know that sweet potatoes, beet greens, sometimes we forget about beet greens. We eat the root of the plant, that beautiful purple bulb, but what's coming out of that is stems and leaves. Yes, you can eat that, and it's super high in potassium. Beans, my personal favorite, all kinds of beans. All the beans, they are so high in potassium. Some foods that are high in magnesium are dark chocolate. Easy to do, right? Avocados, nuts, seeds, and legumes, tofu, and whole grains, and of course, lots of leafy greens. People that adopt a whole food, plant-based diet are gonna naturally and easily lower their blood pressure levels. So now let's talk about what we do. For starters, if you're a smoker and have high blood pressure, cut out the smoking. That's gonna naturally and effectively lower your blood pressure right away. Also, daily exercise. Maybe just start walking. If you're not used to exercising, just start with daily walking and work your way up to some more rigorous activity. Also, maintaining a healthy weight helps to lower your blood pressure. All of these things are very, very doable. So let's talk a little bit about stress. We all have it, right? Some of us more than others, but stress is a chronic problem, and chronic stress is a big problem. So when we have chronic stress, our cortisol levels are high. Those cortisol levels increase our blood pressure. So how can we get that under control? Because obviously we can't remove every stressful situation from our life. It's just impossible. But there's a couple of supplements, and this brings me to our third thing that can naturally reduce your stress that you may have never heard about before: Roseven and Roseven Plus. What each of those contains is an adaptogen called RHODIOLA rosea, which has been shown in clinical studies to naturally reduce stress. So if you're trying to get a handle on your blood pressure and you're doing all the lifestyle and diet modifications, but you can't eliminate these stressful situations from your life, you might want to look into RHODIOLA rosea to help naturally lower that stress, which will then lower those cortisol levels, which will then lower your blood pressure levels. Another thing I'd highly recommend is getting your own at-home blood pressure cuff. Sometimes when our blood pressure is elevated, we have no signs or symptoms. We have no way of knowing. That's why it's often called the silent killer. But if you're taking your blood pressure daily and logging it, then you can start to track how your blood pressure is progressing as you start to adopt these lifestyle and supplement modifications. So if you want to know more about rhodiola rosea and how it can lower your stress levels, check out our video. And also don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more information on how to take control of your health naturally.